Welcome back. This is Rito here with another Endgame Calamity weapon showcase. Today we're going to be looking at the awesome Drat bow. The full name is the Drataliornus, which is kind of a mouthful and I probably pronounced it wrong just there, so I just call it the Drat bow and that makes it a little bit easier. It shoots awesome fireball attacks that explode on impact, and it can shoot with the right click a whole group of fireballs and does a lot of damage. It's got one of the craziest recipes in the game, which we'll look at a little bit later. First, I want to take a look at the tooltip and see what it says. It shows it's got 2,490 range damage, 104% critical strike chance, very fast speed, fires an escalating stream of fireballs. Fireballs rain meteors, leave dragon dust trails, and launch additional bolts at max speed. Taking damage while firing the stream will interrupt it and reduce your wing flight time. It says that if you right-click, you can fire 2 devastating barrages of 5 empowered fireballs. At the bottom it says, just don't get hit. And that really is the key to this weapon. It's extremely powerful, but you can see right here, it's taking quite a while before we hit the max speed. Right now we're hitting max speed and it's just doing really awesome effects here. But if I run into an enemy, let me see if I can find an enemy. Doesn't look like we have any around. Oh, we did and it just died. Yeah, probably going to be hard to get hit when I'm shooting that fast right now. But if you're fighting Supreme Calamitas and you've got it fully charged up and you get hit by a random projectile, then you're back to shooting slow. So it can be a bit tricky if you're not comfortable with dodging. Let's go ahead and try this on a single target and see what the damage can be. So we're ramping up our damage. We're only at like 40,000 right there. Once when we hit our full attack speed, it's starting to grow really quick. We're already up to 670, 690, 700,000. You can see right there, we got hit by a random projectile and we dropped all the way back down to 40,000. Now we're climbing back up and we'll be back to 700,000 in a second. The fireballs that it shoots at its low speed, they don't home in on enemies. And let's see what it does. When you start shooting fast, it actually can start shooting out homing fireballs. And then you can also see it's shooting like the phantasm, like ghost arrows as well. And then you can see it's raining the meteors and it's shooting all of these little effects around the screen as well. Really cool bow. Let's take a quick look at the right click damage. So if we just shoot with a right click, it does 400,000 damage. And let's hold down the right click and see what our damage would be. So we're kind of averaging about 400,000 damage. If you really want to use this bow and you're struggling with getting hit, just holding down right click is an option. I think the damage is much lower and it's a lot more punishing if you miss that shot because the attack speed is really low. But it's really quite a viable weapon, even using right click. Let's see how good it is against boss right here. I'm just going to go ahead and use the right click on him. Whoa, I think that killed Providence in one of the right click attacks. Let's try that once more just so we can confirm. I'm just going to shoot one. Yep, it kills it in one right click. That's very powerful. So on bosses like that and enemies that you know you don't really want to ramp up your attacks on, I'm curious what it'll actually be if we just use the ramping up attack. You can see it's really slow. Once when we ramp up, then it'll die almost instantly. But you really don't do any damage until you get that full ramped up attack speed. Next, let's see what it does against the Devourer of Gods. Yeah, that was like 4 shots, 4 or 5 shots right there. I think I missed one. Let's see how, I'm just using the right click because this boss will die fast that way. I think that was 3 shots and it killed the second form. So if you don't like the negative drawbacks to this weapon, the right click ability is definitely going to be a good option. And for, like I said, bosses that don't have that much health or enemies that don't have that much health, the right click is just a super easy and accessible way to skip past this whole long build up. But on a boss like, Supreme Calamitas, having it the full charge up is going to be really powerful. In fact, I kind of want to go try this bow out against Supreme Calamitas really quick and see how it works. Let's get this fight started. I'm just trying it with the right click right now to see how it works. Seems like it's killing these orbs in like 1 or 2 hits with the right click. And now it's time to start doing damage to Supreme Calamitas. Taking a few hits that are unnecessary, but it's fine. We're to the next fireball phase. So far, I haven't noticed that this is, you know, really an inferior weapon to any other weapons, even using just the right click. I'm gonna go ahead and throw some rage on. Yeah, that was a really fast phase. Not a problem. I have some adrenaline. Hopefully I don't lose it before the next phase. And it doesn't shoot through walls, so that's just something to note real quick. Honestly, this might be a good time to charge up and try the full-on attacks. Ooh, that's powerful. But I lost my charge, and it's back to being slow. Okay, here we go. The big fireballs that it shoots are so large that it really makes it easy to land your hits. It shoots pretty quickly, and then it's just got such a large hitbox because it's about the size of your character. Okay, we're back in business. I did not mean to dash right there. I'm getting all nervous here. This is a close fight. And we can put on rage. Do some extra damage. Whoa. Defeating Supreme Calamitas with only the right click was a lot harder than I was expecting it to be, but I don't think it was so much that this bow lacks damage. It was a lot about getting hit too much. It's really not that much different than using the Heavenly Gale against the boss if you're just holding the right click. If you're using the left click, Supreme Calamitas may be a lot harder using this bow than using the Heavenly Gale, unless you're really good at dodging. Let's take a quick look at how to craft the Drat bow. Like I said, it's one of the most complicated recipes in the entire game. The reason for that is the Heavenly Gale, which I did a showcase on recently, has a really big recipe. Let me just quickly show you it. We're not going to go into the Heavenly Gale recipe because there is a showcase video that already shows that, but it is one of the ingredients for the Drat bow. You also need a legendary item, which is the Blossom Flux. It has a 1% chance of dropping from Plantera, So definitely buy a bunch of bulbs and try that out for a while, because it's going to be a bit of a grind most likely. And then you have the Daemon's Flame Bow, which you can get from the Poltergeist, the Deathwind, which you can get from the Devourer of Gods, and then a bunch of Yharon drops, the Dragon's Breath, the Chicken Cannon, the Yharon's Kindle Staff, and the Yharim's Gift. And you'll need 2 of the first 3 and 3 of the gift, so you'll have to collect quite a few of those. But that's pretty simple. You can buy boss bags or just farm up Yharon. The one thing I would say as a word of caution, I guess, with this item is, since it requires the Heavenly Gale, you may want to craft a second Heavenly Gale before you craft this weapon. In the Anna the Archer series, I ended up crafting 2 Heavenly Gales before crafting the Drat, and I was glad I did because I ended up liking the Heavenly Gale more. And I think that's still my opinion. The Drat is such a cool bow, but the Heavenly Gale is definitely my preference for fighting Supreme Calamitas. I wanted to do a quick update before posting the video because the Drat bow has actually changed. As you can see right here, it's a completely new look and the projectiles are different. I really like the new projectiles. They look much more speedy. They're like darts. They look like kind of like a bird flying or like a spear or something instead of the fireballs that it had before. I actually really enjoyed the previous sprite as well for the weapon, but this one I think looks pretty cool. It very much looks like a phoenix, so I think that's fun. And the right click attacks look really awesome, so I just want to do a quick update on that. And then let's just make sure that the Drat bow still has the same crafting recipe, and nothing has changed there as far as I can tell. So I just wanted to quickly update you on the new look for the Drat bow. Anyways, that concludes our showcase for the Drat bow. I hope you have enjoyed it and found it helpful. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe so you can catch the next episodes. I also post Terraria Let's Play videos, so be sure to check those out as well. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.